Giving glory, honor, and praises to the Most High. Heya, heya. How you guys doing today, family? Peace, peace, peace. Shalom, shalom, shalom. So, throughout my studies, I have been seeing scholars talk about the Cyrus cylinder and how it has nothing to do with the Bible, right? It's because I found out who actually wrote the Cyrus cylinder, and it wasn't Cyrus himself. Okay? So, this might be propaganda based off of an agenda to make the god Marduk look good. Why do I say this? It's because the priest of Marduk actually wrote this Cyrus cylinder. Okay? So let's read and let's really see how this is super contrast from the Tanakh. We're going to use Bible verses as well, and we're also going to use common sense. Okay? So, let's see here. It says the Cyrus cylinder is a clay document from ancient Babylonia that details King Cyrus the Great's conquest of Babylon in 539 BCE, which is the same year that Cyrus actually saved the Jews from Babylon. It says the text written by the priests of Marduk. Okay? Now, it doesn't say the text written by Cyrus. It says the text that written by more than one person, more than one priest, right? So now you got a group of people gathering together to say, you know what, let's write a cylinder. And let's say that Cyrus declared this. So he made us write it. This is just silly, man. Look at this. It says the text written by the priests of Marduk claims that Marduk, the chief god of Babylon, chose Cyrus to rule because the previous king, Nabonidus, was neglectful of his cult. Now, this is funny, right? Because this is their king that they're talking about that failed. Okay? Let's keep going. In exchange for these services, it says the cylinder portrays Marduk commanding Cyrus to take Babylon, which he did peacefully. It says the document is considered royal propaganda designed to legitimize Cyrus's rule in the eyes of the Babylonian people by aligning him with their principal deity. Okay? Now, when it comes down to this Cyrus cylinder has nothing to do with Jerusalem. It has nothing to do with the Jews. It also has nothing to do with the God of Israel. It has everything to do with Cyrus, the Babylonian priests, and the Babylonian God that was written by the Babylonian priests. So when people try to use this Cyrus cylinder to debunk the Jews and Cyrus connection, when it comes down to the Jews being freed by Cyrus because the God of Israel chose Cyrus over 100 years beforehand, you got to understand prophecy. You see? So let's go ahead and debunk this real quick, so that way we can move on with our lives. As a matter of fact, let's start here. Isaiah 45:1. It says, Cyrus, God's instrument. Thus saith the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden, to subdue nations before him. And I will loose the loins of kings, to open before him the two-leaved gates, and the gates shall not be shut. Okay? What did he say in verse 4? It says, for Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called you by your name. I have surnamed you, though you have not known me. So the Most High is using past tense, right, for a future prophecy. Why? Because he knows that Cyrus is not an Israelite. He knows that Cyrus doesn't worship God the Most High, right? He knows that Cyrus worships a god named Ahura Mazda in Zoroastrian religion. So dealing with this, the Most High already knows who Cyrus will be and who's Cyrus is going to worship. So he's basically telling Cyrus, hey, you have not known me, so let me introduce myself. I am the Lord, right? And there is no one else. There is no God beside me. I girded you, though you have not known me, right? And then the Lord describes everything that he has made. And then he explains to Cyrus towards the end of this. It says, I have made the earth and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all their host have I commanded. Then he said, I have raised him up in righteousness, and I will direct all his ways. He shall build my city, and he shall let go my captives, not for price nor reward, saith the Lord of hosts. Okay? Now, the reason why the Most High is basically talking like this is so that way he'll actually wake up Cyrus and be like, look, I have chosen you. This is a prophecy. So I have chosen you and I have given you a name. And since I've chosen you and since I've given you a name, you're not going to know me. You're going to know Ahura Mazda. But guess what? One day you will know me. I am the Lord, right? I am the creator. You will know me and you will save my people. And what else will he do? I have raised him up in righteousness, and I will direct all his ways. He shall build my city, and he shall let go my captives, not for price nor reward, saith the Lord of hosts. Now, when you say that, when you use Isaiah 45 verse 4 to say that Cyrus didn't know the Most High, then you're right. But that's past tense. That's not present tense or future tense. That's past tense for a reason. Okay? Now, let's go to Ezra chapter 1, right? Because everybody uses this to say that the Cyrus cylinder is about Israel, when we know for a fact that has the Cyrus cylinder has nothing to do with Israel, because the Babylonian priests wrote it. So of course they're going to leave Israel out of it, and they're going to put a god in there that we talked about in the Bible that bowed down to our Most High God. How are you going to say that Marduk takes the credit for Babylon falling when Marduk actually bowed down to the creator who anointed Cyrus to rule over Babylon? We're going to see that in a sec. But look at this proclamation of Cyrus. Okay? What does Cyrus say? Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord God of heaven hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he hath charged me to build him a house at Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Who is there among you of all his people? His God be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and build the house of the Lord God of Israel. He is the God which is in Jerusalem. Now, why in the world would Cyrus know all of these different things in his proclamation if he still didn't know about the Most High? Like I said before, Isaiah 45 verse 4 was past tense based upon who Cyrus is, which is he is a Persian, okay? And we all know that in Persia, you have the god Ahura Mazda. So Before Cyrus even saved any captive in Babylon, this was who he was worshiping. So of course he didn't know God the Most High. He was too busy worshiping an idol. But since God the Most High was in his ear saying, you are pretty much my anointed one that's going to save my people, when he did save his people, he knew exactly who the Most High was. So, when people sit there and tell you that Cyrus never knew the Most High and that Cyrus only knew about Ahura Mazda, just show them biblical evidence that Cyrus did know about the Most High later on in his life, but not him growing up. Now, let's go ahead and debunk this Marduk theory. Let's go to Isaiah 46, verse 1. What does it say, right? The idols of Babylon and the one true God. Bel. Okay, now we're getting somewhere, because Bel is basically the same deity as Marduk in Babylon. Just a different name. And we could tell that this is Marduk because of the name Nebo, which is another deity, which is considered Marduk's son. As a matter of fact, his name is Nabu. Right? Nabu Mesopotamian god, right? The god of scribes. It says he was the son of the major Babylonian god Marduk. Okay? And his Babylonian name is Nebo. So Nebo and Nabu is the same damn deity, y'all. Now check me out. Bel, boweth down. Nebo, stoopeth. Okay? Their idols were upon the beasts and upon the cattle. Your carriages, right, were heavy loaden. They are a burden to the weary beast. They stoop. They bow down together. They could not deliver the burden, but themselves are gone into captivity. So these gods were bowing down to the one true God during this time period. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 2. What does it say? Declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say Babylon is taken. It says Bel is confounded. Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces. So the images of Bel and Nebo are broken in pieces. Let's go to Jeremiah 51. We're going to start at verse 44. And I will punish Bel in Babylon. Bel is being brought up again, saying that he's going to get punished. So how in the world did Bel actually save these captives if Bel was the one that was getting punished? Makes no sense. And I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he hath swallowed up, and the nation shall not flow together any more unto him. Yea, the wall of Babylon shall fall. My people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord. And lest your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. And what happened next? Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded. just like the deities and the images, right? And all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. So clearly, the gods is being judged just like the rulers of Babylon are being judged. So it can't be Marduk, right? It can't be Marduk. So this Cyrus cylinder doesn't match the Hebrew text at all. It doesn't match the Hebrew prophecies at all. The prophecies that are before 539 BC, it doesn't match. It doesn't match this Cyrus cylinder. So these Babylonian priests have done a number on our archaeologists, our modern archaeologists today. Because some archaeologists believe that this Cyrus cylinder has everything to do with Israel, when it has nothing to do with Israel at all. Even most archaeologists are telling you that this is propaganda. Some are even telling you that this was a strategic move of Cyrus the Great, so that way he could be able to rule Babylon peacefully, but we all know that's a lie. Marduk had nothing to do with this because he was too busy bowing down and getting punished and getting judged. So please, please, please be careful of comparing archaeological manuscripts, cylinders, right, sites to the Bible, because if it does not match up, then you will be exposed. Shalom, shalom, shalom barak, God family. I'll see you in the next video.